she's moving on. One more week and she'll be gone. She's got things sussed, knows who she is and who she's not. Simplicity, a coastal isle of Brittany, that's where she'll be. Music, painting, sand and sea. She's on her way. Elle dit encore le roi UK. She'll be okay. No longer will we hear her say, my days, my days. Oh, my days, my days. She said, my days, my days. Oh, my days, my days. She said, my days, my days. Oh, my days, my days. She said, my days, my days. Oh, my days, my days. My days, my days. Oh, my days, my days. À bientôt, mon petit pois au sucre.
My special guest tonight, Graham McCullough, and we're talking about his brand new album called Simple Songs of Love and Life. And that was a song called My Days, My Days. Now, we were just talking while that song was playing, and John said it sounds a bit like a Beatle-y type track. And I hadn't thought of it like that up until that point, but it does very much so. And I think it wouldn't sound out of place. And I know that you're not going to agree with me with this, but it wouldn't sound out of place on like a Sgt. Pepper type White Album type album song.
Well, the White Album was my favourite album.
Yeah.
It's grown up, yeah.
And because you were saying that...
I'm still grown up, by the way.
So you were saying that Jack said to you, Jack Henson, who's playing drums on the album,
Yeah.
said it sounded like which track?
Well, we would just listen to all of the tracks as we get ready for the gig.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it was that one, but another one, he thought it was, it sounded very like Mother Nature's Son, which is the Paul McCartney song off the White Album.
Yeah, and it's very similar, isn't it?
And I think it's amazing how some songs, go into your brain, or some sort of types of music go into your brain, and then when you're writing, influences come through. So I think that's what probably happened.
Especially if you didn't set out to do something in that particular vein.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think the Beatles are in there somewhere.
So Bob, you're sitting there very, very quietly.
Oh yes.
Yeah. What are your inputs onto this album then?
Well, I'm playing keyboards and violins and making the roll-ups for the band. And
This is a no smoking show.
Yeah. Oh, we know.
Yeah.
Because I gave up.
Yeah,
so we're not allowed to mention
We were
it.
warned to wind you up about it.
That's very kind. Thank you.
We're going to come on with roll-ups behind our ears.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Yeah. I spent all afternoon at a festival. Anyway, let's not dwell on that. So, did you enjoy putting the album together, Bob?
Oh, I did. It was so a beautiful work to do. Each song seemed to be another beautiful song, and the way they just came together was incredible. Beautiful.
John's prompting them at
Nice.
the back here.
Nice.
Nice. No, I hate that word.
Yeah.
Nice. So,
Cosmic.
how long? Cosmic. How long have you two known each other then? Have you gigged before together? And
Well, no, not really. About 2 years ago, we were actually thinking of trying to set up a supergroup, and
sort of like Cream and
Cream and and ELO and that kind of stuff. And health got in the way, but I'm recovering now, and we actually had the energy to make the album.
Yeah.
And it's been fantastic. The professionalism of the recording studios, and of course Silent Records helping us put the album together. Absolutely fantastic.
Superb.
Really good work.
So, are you pleased with the finished product, Graham?
Very. I was quite surprised, actually.
In what way?
Well, it was quite funny because I've always sort of recorded the songs before just as home demos.
Yeah.
And always performed them just as myself and an acoustic guitar. And then I said to Wobbly, you know, I'm doing this recording, and he said, well, would you want some keyboards there and some violin perhaps? And we got together and went in the studio, recorded.
And it just happened.
And it was magical. There was something magical there. And my own version of it is that, you know, they sound like proper songs now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
'Cause you've got like some musicality, both of guitar and piano and violin coming together, and that just adds some depth to the songs in terms of emotion.
It does, and it's made your music evolve, hasn't it? Because I remember meeting you probably 18 months ago now, before you...
when I only knew 3 chords.
Yeah, like 2.5, wasn't it? And you did the set down at the venue.
Oh, that's true.
And then you came on the show and you did a bit. And in fact, one of the songs that you played live the first time you came in, we're going to play in a minute with the finished version, and they all sound really polished, and the whole sort of thing has really sort of grown up, hasn't it? If that makes sense without sounding patronising, it does seem to have grown up.
And I think when you're actually sort of going into a recording studio, it does make you grow up pretty quick. And also there's lots of influences, like John Waterman, the Southern Record director. He sort of helped me look at the songs quite sort of strictly and sort of think, you know, does it need that flowery bit of guitar? Does it need that, you know? And actually we're quite brutal and sort of reworking the songs so that actually they worked within a decent time span, if you like, in terms of like the length of the songs. But also the lyrics were straight in your face sort of thing, and so the story of the song comes at you, as opposed to sort of like confusing the matter or cluttering the matter too.
So you're keeping it simple, basically, and taking it back to basics.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think of some of the greatest blues players, you think like Muddy Waters and B.B. King or whatever, perhaps not B.B. King, but Muddy Waters, and he'd just sit there and he'll just play an acoustic guitar and sort of tap on the guitar at the same time. And it sounds so full.
Yeah.
And it's simple.
It's like early Bob Dylan as well.
Yeah.
You know, when you
Yeah.
hear that.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
I just love that early stuff. It's just him and an acoustic.
Yeah.
But your whole focus goes into the lyric.
Yeah.
And you warm because the lyric actually means something to you. And I think
Definitely.
that's what John recognised in some of the songs, and so we tried to sort of deliberately work it so that it wasn't over cluttered.
Excellent. Right, the next song we're going to play is called She's a Mum.
Ooh.
This is a bit of a tearjerker, this one, isn't it?
It's yeah.
Come on, there's no other way of putting it, really.
I remember when I first wrote this song, and the story behind it was I was going to these open mic nights, and some guy said, you know, why don't you play your own songs, you know, because I was doing other people's songs. And so I thought, well, I don't do my own songs. He said, well, you better write them, you know, better start, you know. So I started on the way back home to the Isle of Wight. On the train, I sort of wrote this song, and it just hit me, you know, as I was writing the lyrics. I thought, oh, that's powerful, you know, and it's something that a lot of people can relate to, which is all about, you know, being tempted to stray, and it's about sort of not straying, and you know, sort of being resilient and not straying. So I think it's sort of like when I first performed it, you know, I sort of finished playing and I went back to my seat, and there was 2 guys in the audience. It's like, know where you're coming from, mate, and far too honest. And I was like, well, I've got something here, you know. So.
Okay, well let's have a listen to it, shall we?
Yeah. She's a mom, and he's a dad. Yes, it's true. It kinda makes them kinda glad. But there's something else that kinda makes them kinda sad. That's 'cause she's a mom.